Yeah, okay. Let's talk about coffee meditation. Mm, Scotty, are you available? No, you are. You're not running anything. Okay, come up here and sit in a chair. I have a skit, okay, that I do, and I don't want you to not to see it, even though it's going to take 5 minutes or something. You have to sit here. Okay, so I lived with this. The Dalai Lama sent me to. I was in India. I was studying at his place, and then my mom got very ill. And then he said, "I said, well, what should I do?" He said, "You should go home to Phoenix. You should take care of your mother. Serve her. Then I'm like, "Well, is there any lamas in America that I could go work with while I'm there?" And he said, "Yeah, there's one." Then I said, "Where? Where does he live?" And he said the worst thing that the Dalai Lama could say to anybody: New Jersey. I'm like, what? New Jersey? He lives in New Jersey. I'm like, the armpit of the nation? And he's like, yeah, you have to go to New Jersey. So, I went to New Jersey. I studied with this Lama for a while. He's going to be the Lama, okay. Then at some point I was working in New York in the diamond business. You have to come back to the monastery every night. It was a small Mongolian monastery in New Jersey, and in a town of Mongolians. That's another story. But you have to come back every night. It's 2 hours on the bus and the subway in. It's 2 hours back. 4 hours of commuting a day. So I would go into New York, come back. I'd be exhausted. I walk in exhausted to the monastery, and then I would hear the Lama upstairs, and he's watching television. Okay, so in the monastery, the big Lamas can watch television, but not the little monks. So I was a little monk, So the little monks are always trying to figure out how to get up to the Lama's room for like a half hour. So, I'm like, God, I really like to watch him. He used to watch New York Mets, I don't know, he decided he loved baseball. So anyway, I'm like, I'd really like to go up there and watch television. So you make him a cup of tea, Tibetan tea, salt, butter, cream, half and half, milk, nutmeg, and then you have to swoosh it in a churn, in a big butter churn, like a wooden thing, It's a big deal, and they drink 25 cups a day. And then, so I made him a cup, take it up. Then you have to knock on the door, tuk, tuk, tuk. Then he says, show. Show. Yeah, you dog. Then you come in and he'd be watching, he's watching television, Then you come in and say, Lama, you have to serve the tea like this, And you say, I have your tea for you. Give him the tea. And then he's watching the Mets, and then you have to go like this. And then you think he doesn't notice that you're there, But Lamas have eyes in the back, and he'd say, what are you doing? I said, oh Lama, just let me sit here. I've been 4 hours on the bus today. I just want to watch some television. I want to, what do you call that? Fry my brain for half an hour, not think about anything. Then he said, okay, you can, what do you call that? Zone out. Yeah, I want to zone out. I lost a lot of English in 25 years. Okay, so I just want to zone out, Lama. And then he'd say, did you do your meditation today? And I'd say, no, Lama, I was on the bus for 4 hours. How am I going to do my meditation today? You have to do your meditation. And I'm like, all right, I'll go do my meditation. Then he said, sit on the couch. Then he had this couch. Some wealthy person gave him a couch. It's like teak wood and gold thread, real gold thread. Only one person ever sat on this couch, the Dalai Lama. When he came to visit our house, he sat on the couch, right? So he's like, sit on the couch. Then sometimes the Lama asks you to do something wrong so they can hit you. So I'm like, that's okay, Rinpoche, I'm really comfortable right here. Sit on the couch. he really liked Dirty Harry, and he started to talk like Dirty Harry. No, when he learned English, it was all sit on the couch. Then if they have to ask you 3 times, they hit you anyway. So I'm like, okay, I'll sit on the couch, and I sit on the couch. Lie down on the couch. Then in Tibet, your feet are profane. Your feet are very filthy. It's like when Jesus before, when was that? Thursday before Easter, coming up, he washed his disciples' feet. Also in the Judaic tradition, in ancient times, the feet were very unclean. So in Tibet, you're never supposed to put your feet up on anything. And you can't point them at anybody. Put your feet up on the couch, on the gold thread couch. Yes, put them up there. But I thought you wanted me to meditate. We are meditating. Shut up. Lie down. They say katsum. Say katsum. Katsum means shut your mouth. It's funny. Every time I teach people bad words, they remember them right away. And I teach them some holy sacred thing, and they can't remember. Anyway, so he says, katsum, sit down. Then lie down on the couch. Then he said, now prop up your head. Then he sent the other monk. He had another servant monk named Jampa. He said, get Mike some coffee. Go get Mike some coffee. Then he run down, come back with some coffee. Drink the coffee. Yes, Rinpoche. Think about number 3 and number 2. What? Think about number 3. Didn't you go to Starbucks today with anybody? I did. Think about it. Think about the plan you made. Why? That makes the seed work. Okay? That makes the seed work. And why your mother didn't get rich, she didn't know about number 4, which is coffee meditation. Okay? So you have to clarify the karma. You have to sharpen it. You have to define it. You have to increase the resolution of the karma. And that can only be done by appreciating yourself and what you are doing, the good things you are doing.